It is now 8:30 and good Monday morning. Welcome to the WLBB Community Voice here on News Talk 1330 FM 106.3. Also streaming live online at newstalk1330.com. And this morning we are on the News Talk 1330 WLBB Facebook page. I'm your host this morning, Colin Worthington. This will be part two of a series of programs we're doing regarding the potential landfill industrial park for Haralson County. Last Monday, we spoke with Ernest Kaufman and T. Stribling, the representatives of Solid Solutions. They're the ones behind the proposed project. And that program is still on our Facebook page and on our website, newstalk1330.com and newstalk1330 WLBB Facebook page. They discussed their plans for that today. We're going to discuss, show the opposition. A lot of people in Haralson County not excited about bringing this, allowing this project into Haralson County. So we're going to give that different perspective this morning. Gentlemen today are with Haralson Alliance. They are the co-chair. Sitting to my left is Scott Cosper, and sitting to my right is Johnny Wright. Johnny Wright on the right. And I appreciate you guys coming in this morning to talk about this.
Thank you for having us.
I think you guys have done a really good job getting the word out, getting your perspective out on this, and just hope that we're another outlet to share this with people and maybe just give some people a different perspective on it. So again, thank you for coming out. Let me read this. I put this together last week, and I did read it ahead of that last interview. And tell me if there's anything wrong or anything you want to add to this. It was about the middle part of 2020 that Haralson County residents discovered that the landfill developers, Solid Solutions Development, had amassed a large block of property in the county and soon after started protesting to the county commission and campaigning against that project via social media. Solid Solutions has since, in a media release, confirmed they have submitted a zoning application to the Haralson County Zoning Board for a proposed light industrial park and municipal solid waste facility in Haralson County. The proposed 2,047-acre environmental park would include a maximum 300-acre solid waste disposal area in its interior. The proposed 240-acre industrial park is situated off of I-20 and contains approximately 1 million square feet of industrial use space in Phase 1, and does include room for expansion for that industrial park. The proposed project is projected to bring jobs and produce for the county a projected host fee revenue of $72 million, and the cities can receive an additional $28 million over the life of the project if the county would negotiate and approve a host agreement. An economic study which was presented by the Solid Solutions Group suggested the average number of direct jobs per year provided by the industrial park and solid waste facility would be 882, while generating approximately $1.9 million in average annual tax revenue from increased economic activities related to the industrial park business and solid waste facility operations. Now that brings us again to our guests this morning.
And Colin, again, can you clarify where that came from?
This came from them. As I said, it was produced by them. They said it was an outside group, independent group, but they did provide that information. Absolutely. Okay. Take me back there. Is it the summer of 2020? Is that when you and maybe others found out that property was purchased?
It was a little before that. Yeah. It was about February, I think, when we found out. And I just got about the industrial, and Haralson County is right on the verge of even getting more industry in there because everything's moving out from the west. So, we ain't got available land now hardly, and the infrastructure to take care of that, and we need to get that.
You need to get the industrial park.
Right? No. We need to do our own industrial park. We got plenty of people coming out.
Okay, that could open one.
Yeah, they could open something else.
But what's the landfill's the one that's getting all the attention mostly,
right?
So what is your concern? What are your concerns with the landfill being opened?
Well, let me say first, we're a community group. We're not in business for this. This is not something we do every day. Scott's he has a wedding venue, and I'm an insurance business in Carrollton. So, we're not in this as a regular job. So we're all volunteers. Our group, the Haralson Alliance, we have a website, haralsonalliance.org, that has a very informative map on it showing roughly where the landfill would be and what the projected impact zones would be. And also we've got a section showing the latest developments on there in the news and information section, and ways people can help us fight it. But we don't necessarily believe that there's going to be all these jobs created. We, in fact, believe it would be a deterrence to new jobs and new industry coming to the county. So, that's our position on it. We believe the underlying question, to Haralson Countyans is, would this proposed mega landfill be a benefit or a detriment to the county? And we believe by far it would be the negatives outweigh the positives of it. As far as the jobs that they're expecting, first, we don't believe for a minute that all those jobs would be generated. And even if they were generated, we believe that it would be almost like a deal with the devil. This is something that you can never go back on once this landfill is in. It would be in operation for, I believe they project 30 years, and then after that, there'll be continuing monitoring of, for the harmful things that come from
the
it.
collection and the stacking of trash would be 30 years, and that would end. But you're right.
It's something you can never go back on, and that's why I say it's like a deal with the devil. Not calling them the devil necessarily, but just saying it's irreversible once you do it.
Well, what's your challenge with the jobs? Why do you have questions about the jobs?
Well, it defies common sense for one thing. What business owners are going to want to come to a county that has the biggest landfill in the state and put their businesses next to that landfill in an industrial park, where you have the potential environmental, hazards and economic, So, who's going to want to come bring their business here, bring their families to live here, put their kids in our schools and drink our water and breathe our air? So I know they like to point to Meriwether County and say, look at what, has happened down there. But, the thing they've got down there is the huge Kia plant in West Point that has brought in a couple of ancillary companies there. And so we don't believe it's the landfill that's brought jobs in. The jobs that we think a landfill could bring in would be operating the landfill, bringing in some, heavy equipment operators and that sort of thing. And I didn't even mention, the traffic implications for this. This would be a huge, huge project. That's why we call it a mega landfill, not just a landfill. But this one would be more than 44% bigger than the current biggest landfill in Georgia. And that's by their own records at 300 acres. Their application package talks about they've got a line of sight report in there that says the height of this landfill, the elevation would be 1,402 feet. Tally Mountain itself, the elevation is 1,522 feet. So it's only 100 feet shy of the elevation of Tally Mountain. So this thing would be huge.
Well, as far as visual, where would you be able to see that from once it was complete?
Well, anywhere you can see Tally Mountain, but for instance, if you're coming down Highway 100 from Bowden toward the interstate, where you can see Tally Mountain right there, as pretty as a picture right in front of you, you would see this Trash Mountain right in front of that. So also, anywhere around the golf course, it would be right next to the golf course, I believe, in Tallapoosa.
And that'd be until they finally put the final layer of grass over top of it, right, to close it up, right?
Yeah, well, I think that's part of the process. They always put the grass over it periodically. So it would be an artificial mountain, so to speak. And the other thing is that it would sit right by Walker's Creek and Blaylock Creek. That's a big concern as well.
And why is that a concern?
Well, obviously you have the leachate that comes that you have to worry about. They talk about they've got these liners, but obviously the liners don't, they don't hold forever. So at some point it's going to leak, and it's got to get into the water systems from that point, the water streams and all. And underground streams.
I did ask about that liner. Are you guys aware of any incidents with that liner where it failed and has done anything any place?
Well, I think it's documented on the internet. You can find it all over the internet where that happens at some point in time. Mm-hmm. That's why they even say that they've got.
Well, for this particular liner, though, isn't it a newer design?
Yeah, well, that I'm not sure of, but I will say, we have our experts looking at it right now. One of the things our group has done is hired environmental attorney Don Stack from Atlanta. He was recommended by several sources, both inside the state of Georgia and outside the state of Georgia, as the environmental attorney to assist us on this. So he has a team of experts that are working on reviewing the application and all this technical details that we're not familiar with.
I'm going to use Steve Graddick as an example here. Steve had a battle with Cumulus Radio over the last 5-6 years. They're a big radio group. So, they kept infringing on one of his radio stations on the east side of Carroll County. Steve fought him for 5 years. I mean, it's a big company going up down against a little guy. I think those big companies typically think the little guy's going to back down and give up, but Steve did not give up, and he kept going. That costs money. How are you guys going to keep going against this bigger company?
Well, we have had quite a few fundraisers, and the community has been really well and good helping us do that. Mm-hmm. And we still continue to need more. I mean, lawyers are not cheap.
Right, and that's what I say. How do you pay for a lawyer to keep going?
And I mean, my personal opinion is that that's why we was picked, is because of our poor county statistics. I mean, mm-hmm. That's
they like to say they want to go in and help underdeveloped communities to bring jobs to communities, but we believe what they like to do is pick communities that don't have a big a tax base, so that they can't fight them if it does go to court.
Well, it does make it attractive. In theory, I mean, that much money coming to your county or coming to these municipalities.
That's right.
That makes it attractive to those governments.
Yeah. I know what you're talking about. I think it's the host fee revenues, which they would be paying for truckloads. Again, when I was talking about the magnitude of this thing, the developer stated in a Bremen City Council meeting back in July of 2020, when they were talking about the benefits of this, they said these trash trucks will be coming in on average, once this thing is up and running, the trash trucks will be coming in on average every 5 minutes. From 6 a.m. to 6 p.m., the operation time for the landfill. And, for each one of those trucks, they would be paying host fees to the county. So when you talk about potential benefits to the county, that's what they're talking about. And, we can understand our elected officials kind of their eyes opening up when they see those kind of dollar signs. But again, to me, and I'm not calling the other side the devil, but it's like making a deal with the devil on, you're agreeing to take on this huge landfill for Metro Atlanta, for these host fee dollars that come in. And I think our county is resoundingly saying, no, we don't want to do this.
And then there's about $2 million they project in annual tax revenue.
Yeah, and I don't know about that information, but
and it's always been my opinion, and I think most of Haralson County, that if we needed as a county a new landfill, we would be for that. Mm-hmm. We are just opposed to having a mega landfill that everyone else brings their trash to dump on us. And on I-20, that would be the main thoroughfare that they would be bringing the trucks. It's already bad now with wrecks. Can you imagine when they get?
Ask you your opinion of the traffic. Why?
Yeah. The other thing is there's a weigh station right there, right before you get to Bremen, mm-hmm. and we would not be surprised if they would say, "Hey, we can avoid that weigh station by getting off in Temple and driving down 78 through Bremen and Tallapoosa to get to the landfill. Bremen, Tallapoosa, Waco." To get to the landfill. So just imagine this. We don't know that would happen, but it could happen. And furthermore, there probably will be waste also coming from the north, from the Rome area that may be coming down, and that would be coming right down Highway 100 or right down Highway 27 to go through Bremen or Tallapoosa to get to this landfill.
One thing they did say as far as easing the traffic was that there's maybe a mile long roadway intro into as you go into the landfill? Is there like a long roadway that actually belongs to them coming into the
No, well, right now where they're proposing is that if you get off of I-20 at exit 5, which is the Tallapoosa exit, we're from Buncombe, which is a suburb of Tallapoosa. We like to call it the Buncombe exit. But when you get off exit 5 right there, there's a Waffle House and an Exxon station. And the turn-in would be at the Exxon station, just north of the Exxon station. Now, I don't know from there how long it would be to get to the actual landfill itself.
Yeah. Scott Cosper and Johnny Wright are guests on this morning's Community Voice program. They are co-chairs of the Haralson Alliance, and they're offering opposition to the proposed landfill, which is good. I guess a rezoning decision could be made as early as March of next year, and they're doing a campaign against it up until then, and maybe afterwards. We could talk about what happens afterwards if it is approved by Haralson County Board of Commissioners. We'll do this after this break. Also, if you're watching us on the News Talk 1330 Facebook page, I encourage you to post any questions or comments up there. I'll take a look at those during the break and perhaps share them with our guests. Time right now is 8:45. Community Voice brought to you by Tanner Health System and Oak Mountain Academy on News Talk 1330 FM 106.3.
Health is a journey. It's making better choices, even when it's not easy. It's taking care of yourself and the people you love. At Tanner Health System, we're there for you with every step, with primary care, heart care, cancer care, women's care, orthopedics, surgical services, and so much more. We're dedicated to helping you live and feel your best. So let's get on that journey to health. You've got places to be for many years to come. Find us at tanner.org.
As a graduate of Oak Mountain Academy, I've found that my experience on the mountain prepared me beyond all expectations. As a junior at Auburn University, I approached my studies with great confidence thanks to what I learned at OMA. When I think back on my time on the mountain, I think of my teachers. Their genuine love and concern for me as a student was always evident, and now, as an adult, I still foster those relationships. I'm Carly Robinson, an Oak Mountain Academy alum. Visit oakmountain.us to see how you can offer your child an amazing opportunity to be a warrior.
Welcome back to the WLBB Community Voice here on News Talk 1330 FM 106.3. Also on the News Talk 1330 WLBB Facebook page. Only 11 minutes left in the show, guys. It's zipping on by. I said it was halfway through. We're more than halfway through. Let me tell you about a couple people checking in on the Facebook Live page. Karen Crook, keep fighting. Jackie Wilson, no landfill. Candace Duncan says, we don't want your landfill here. Billy Liner, no landfill. Susan Bayer, heck no. And she also put the grumpy face with a lot of cuss words on it as well. Thanks to everybody for checking in this morning. So looking at those comments so far, and I did point this out last week to the people proposing the project. I did say I have not personally heard a single person say that they support this or they're in favor of it or even wavering a little bit. Have not seen it on Facebook. Nobody's even told me that personally or off the record. But they did suggest there are people out there in support of that. Is that enough to persuade commissioners? Well, and obviously the commissioners can't speak about it, their opinions at this point. But have you guys heard of anybody try to just sit there and say, "Hey, guys, realize this, listen to this"? I mean, and somebody in the community support what they're proposing and say this can benefit us.
I have never heard no one myself that would be in support of the landfill because of all the negative effects it would bring to our community. And to hear them talk, I don't know how Haralson County has survived all these years. I mean, without them, it's supposed to be so great. I just don't understand.
We also heard the developers told some people who talked to them that when they hired the PR people to come in, do a lot of the advertising and that sort of thing, that when their PR person got through talking, we were going to be begging for this landfill. I haven't seen any of that yet.
It will be brought before commissioners, assuming it's going to go before the Planning and Zoning Commission first, and then after that it'll be brought before commissioners, and there is a chance that they will approve the rezoning. So if that's approved, what do you guys do? Do you guys get on board?
Well, obviously the first big step is our hope is that the commissioners will vote no. As you say, we believe that vote will happen sometime, after the first of the year, within the February to April time frame. But that's the first big, we like to believe that we're going to get a no vote at that point. And if we get the no vote, then probably what will happen is the development company, Solid Solutions, will appeal that decision, which would go to the Haralson County Superior Court. At that point, what the ones that they are suing would be the county, and it's our hope that our county officials would defend that, would fight that appeal. If it goes the other way, if our county commissioners were to vote yes for it, then it would be up to our citizens group if we want to appeal that decision. And, we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. Right now, we're focused on our attorneys and experts reviewing the application package that Solid Solutions has put forth. People can find it on the Solid Solutions website. They can also find a link to it on our haralsonalliance.org website. If you go to the news and updates section there, you'll find a timeline of events, and under that you can find a link to the application package. So our attorney and experts are reviewing that, and as well, I believe I hope our county officials are also have got some experts reviewing it. And from that we hope to give our commissioners plenty of documented evidence and reasons to say no, not just nobody wants it, which is a big reason, but in addition to that, we want to have some documented reasons for saying no, because if the county is sued by the developers after a no decision, that would be more reasons for them to defend their decision to say no.
Haralson County is not the first place to be face the potential for a landfill to be put in their community. Probably not the first. If they were to say no. If the commissioners were to shun it, wouldn't be the first group to say no to it. Is there a history of a group of county commissioners saying no to a potential landfill and then getting sued and then actually coming out victors in that?
I don't know about that, but I know it's worked the other way. In Hempstead, Texas, which I think is in the Houston vicinity, this same group, Solid Solutions, the commissioners said yes to it. And then the group of citizens like us filed the appeal. And the citizens group, after I think about a 4 or 5 year battle, actually won the appeal. And that particular decision, I think, had to do with problems with the application and, the water tables and that sort of thing. But so I don't know about the history of commissioners saying no and then it being sued, but I do know that the commissioners out in Texas said yes to it, and then it was overturned in appeal.
That is interesting. Before we do take this final break, let me take this break. So we'll come back with about 4 minutes. So we'll take our final break right now. Community Voice brought to you by Tanner Health System and Oak Mountain Academy on News Talk 1330 FM 106.3.
Health is a journey. It's making better choices, even when it's not easy. It's taking care of yourself and the people you love. At Tanner Health System, we're there for you with every step, with primary care, heart care, cancer care, women's care, orthopedics, surgical services, and so much more. We're dedicated to helping you live and feel your best. So let's get on that journey to health. You've got places to be for many years to come. Find us at tanner.org.
Oak Mountain Academy has offered a challenging college preparatory education for 60 years. With over 500 graduates, we have maintained a 100% college acceptance rate. Over 90% of our students earn acceptance to their first choice of college or university, and over the past 5 years, our students have earned over $10 million in scholarship offers. Our students are creating a legacy. Come, be a part of our family and create your own legacy today. To learn more, visit us at oakmountain.us.
8:56, wrapping up this morning's WLBB Community Voice here on News Talk 1330, FM 106.3. Our guest this morning with Haralson Alliance, Scott Cosper and Johnny Wright are the co-chairs opposition to a proposed landfill and industrial park for Haralson County. Again, got about 4 minutes left in the show. In closing, guys, we do hope to bring you back on, at least before the rezoning issue is resolved. But as we close out today, what would you like to say?
I would like to appeal to our friends in Alabama. As we were talking, Walker Creek goes right down through the middle of their proposed thing. It will affect the Tallapoosa River and all the water all the way down to Lake Wedowee, Lake Martin, and Montgomery. I mean, it goes all the way through the state of Alabama. I mean, if they should ever be a leak, I mean, what is that going to do to their water?
As far as what we would like people to know, this is not a done deal. When you talk to people out in the community, or you look on Facebook, a lot of times people like to say, "There's no stopping this. There's no way to stop it." Well, that is absolutely not true. This is not a done deal. It's just now been proposed at the end of September. This group has been defeated before, and we're confident that we can stop it in Haralson County. As we've discussed, I don't know of anybody in the county that's for it, so that's the thing. It's not a done deal. Don't think that, hey, it doesn't matter what we say, it's going to happen. We do have a say in this. The second thing I'd like people to know is that our community group right now is in the expensive part of our fight, and we've been raising money for over a year, and up until now, that money has been to fund things like our website and our text notification service, buying yard signs, things like that. Now we're where the rubber meets the road, where we're having to pay for attorneys and environmental and economic experts to review this application. So we are needing support. As Scott mentioned, we're doing fundraisers. We've been doing those for a while, but people can also make donations and if you want to make a donation, you can do that on our website, haralsonalliance.org, haralsonalliance.org. And there you can find a link to donate to us using PayPal. I do want to mention the donations are not tax deductible. We're not a 501c3 group, but donations are very much appreciated and needed. Also, if you're not active on the internet, you can make a check to Haralson Alliance, and our address is P.O. Box 501 Tallapoosa. Let me double check that. P.O. Box 501 Tallapoosa, or you can drop it by Miller Funeral Home. Mindy Miller of Miller Funeral Home in Tallapoosa is our treasurer. So donations are greatly appreciated. Other things that you can do to help are on that haralsonalliance.org website, we have an online petition. Right now we've had over 700 people to sign that petition and give their name, phone number, email address, and to make their comments on the landfill. We are gathering that data to give to our attorneys and to the county commissioners, so people's voices can be heard, their comments can be heard. And also, if you sign up on that petition, it will get you on our text messaging notification list. Very important, because right now we've got almost 600 people on our text notification list, so that if there's going to be a public hearing, or when there's going to be a public hearing, people will get a text notification where and when to be able to show up there.
Good deal, gentlemen. Good to meet you, and thank you for coming on this morning's program. Scott Cosper and Johnny Wright, our guests, and I guess I want to leave all of the listeners here with this last question as we bring you guys back in the next couple of months. I mean, if not Haralson County, where? I mean, I think they're inevitable. Perhaps you guys have an idea that we can talk about on the next program. Thanks for tuning in this morning, Community Voice.
Thank you.
Care about.